At the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, I started and failed multiple businesses. It wasn't until I removed my limiting beliefs that I first saw success. And it led me all the way to where now I'm making over $500,000 per month with my digital marketing agency and have a team of over 40 full-time employees. However, most beginning agency owners think mindset is just this wishy-washy thing that fake gurus talk about, and it has nothing to do with scaling a business. But I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely not correct. It's one of the most important things. At Seven Figure Agency, we've helped over 150 agency owners hit seven figures, and every single one of them had to get their mind right before thinking about scaling. And that's exactly what I want to help you do in this video. At the beginning of my agency journey, I was stuck in a vicious cycle of feast and famine. Land a website deal, go chase down more prospects, go sit in more BNI meetings, get a client, literally working 60 to 70 hours a week, but never broke $10,000 any given month. And honestly, never really paid myself because I was taking all the money that we made in revenue and spending it at expenses within the business, taking any client I could, selling one-off projects. But ultimately, the problem with my original agency model was I had the wrong mindset and I had the wrong model. Read a lot of the books on mindset, on growth. I really love The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. In that book, he really explains that your roots create your fruits. Your thoughts lead to your feelings lead to your actions drive your results. What was going on in my thoughts was I grew up in a missionary family, didn't have a lot of money, hadn't had a lot of experience with people paying money for these types of services. And so I had a very limited context in terms of what I thought somebody would pay for internet marketing services. And I had very limited experience in what was possible and how an agency could grow. And so really my mindset, what was creating my ceiling. Before I dive into this, if you're looking for some hands-on help to scale your digital marketing agency to seven figures as fast as possible, click the link in the description and schedule a free one-on-one agency acceleration session with us. Now, back to the video. So in the beginning stages of my agency, the reason I wasn't able to scale is because I had very specific limiting beliefs that stopped me. These are the same ones that I see amongst a lot of the agencies that we work with as well. And chances are, if you're not at seven figures yet, you're holding at least one of these beliefs yourself. Limiting belief number one is I can't charge premium rates. And kind of the loop thought that's in your mind is clients in my market won't pay that much. I need to complete on price in order to win. I was stuck at $500 to $1,000 per month because of this. Personally, my mind, the most I could possibly charge was $1,000 for a website, maybe $50 a month. I had no confidence that I could do anything to make that website rank or to make that website generate results. And of course, if you can't charge and you don't believe that you can charge, there's no way you're going to have growth and success. Limiting mindset number two was I need to do all the work myself. I started to believe, nobody could do this as well as me. I need to be the one that understands how to do the website, how to do the SEO, how to create the content. My personal involvement is why clients stay. Clients, they do business with me because I'm the brilliance in the company and they hired me in the sales process. So they expect me to do the work and they expect me to be their account manager. Those limiting thoughts made scaling the business and hiring talent impossible, right? So regardless of if I had solved for the growth equation, I wasn't going to be able to free myself up. Limiting thought number three is there aren't enough good clients. And I need to take anybody that I can, whether it's a one-man operator that probably is going to struggle to win with our services, and that you can't specialize in just one niche. This is having a scarcity mindset. That scarcity mindset prevented me from going out and believing that we could grow to seven figures, multiple seven figures, possibly even eight figures at some point into the future. These are common beliefs that I see in a lot of the agencies that I work with and that I dealt with myself. And so let me kind of walk you through how I broke these limiting beliefs and how you can kind of approach them yourself. It's more important the belief that you install in yourself. Before I could get to seven figures, I had to think seven figures. I had to kind of believe down the track, down the horizon, that was possible, right? It all starts with that little seedling of a thought. I believed in seven figures. We grew the business to seven figures in just under 2 years and have gone on to multiple seven figures. And when I started Seven Figure Agency, I was one of the only agencies I knew that was doing $1 million per year in revenue. But I decided to call it that because I wanted to plant that belief in the agencies that joined the program. And, you know, over the years, hundreds of agencies now have either bought the training or signed up for the coaching or come involved in some way. It went from none of them being at seven figures to over 150 of those agencies doing seven figures per year. And we're on a mission to help 500 get there. But if we hadn't installed that belief that seven figures was possible by seeing other people accomplish it and by installing the right beliefs, would have never happened. The other really important thing I had to kind of get right with my mindset was, rather than getting frustrated and kind of riding this wave of up and down, I had to recognize you get to choose what you focus on. You can focus on the frustration, you can focus on the issue, or you can focus on what you want to accomplish. You're going to focus on what's going right. What you focus on expands. And so I've been very, very conscious of, what am I going to choose to focus on in this moment to shift myself to a resourceful state so that we can take the necessary actions to get the outcomes that we wanted. In my first agency, I couldn't see past $1,000 one-time fee or $50 per month. Even as I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and the E-Myth Revisited and all these great books on growing businesses, I was starting to think, hey, you know what, maybe I'll start another agency. And in my mind, it's like $500 a month. If I can get someone to pay me $500 a month, that'd be a massive amount of money, but I don't know if companies will pay that. I started meeting with auto repair shops and a couple dentists and things. I heard a couple of them mention that they were paying $2,000, $3,000 per month. And so my mind started to expand a little bit, but for a brief stint, I worked at Reach Local, big pay-per-click management agency, at the time doing over $500 million per year. I worked in the sales department as an internet marketing consultant and went through their boot camp, was in their sales meetings, actually sold a lot of clients, through that methodology myself. Being at that company, seeing thousands of salespeople selling local businesses between $1,000 and $5,000 per month like clockwork really just changed my belief, right? It was like, okay, companies are willing to pay for these services as long as there's the result on the back end. They'll stick around as long as there's return on investment. And then personally at that company, being able to sell clients myself shifted my belief in terms of what was possible. And I think that was huge. If you can't see it, if you don't believe it, there's no way you're going to sell it and get the outcomes that you're after. Rather than thinking I had to do it all myself, I really embraced the mindset of a CEO and really following the concepts in the E-Myth Revisited and Buy Back Your Time. I'm not trying to create a job for myself, to be a web designer, to be a digital marketer. I'm trying to build a business that provide those services. And so I don't want to place myself in the doing of the company. From the very beginning, my thought was, I want this business to be a true business that can create money and financial freedom for me and my family. And the only way that's going to happen is if I put great people in place and have people that do the selling, people that do the account management, people that do the actual delivery of the work. That mindset really served us really well. A couple of tactical strategies here on how to shift your mindset, how to program yourself for success. Number one is to wake up early and spend time focusing on myself. I used to be, I'll wake up when I wake up, I'll kind of hit the ground running, get straight into work, start making calls, start doing work. I started to believe that it's much more important to wake up a little bit earlier, do some work physically, get the energy going, do some exercise, and then do some mental work, concentrating on what are the blessings in my life right now? What are the things that I'm grateful for? When you're in a state of gratitude, there's no way to be stressed out. There's no way to feel overburdened. If you're not consciously choosing gratitude every single day, you're going to let yourself get stressed out. Waking up early, focusing on gratitude, doing some prayer. I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, so praying, spending some time in the Bible, and then shifting focus to what am I trying to accomplish right now in this next 30 days, in this next 90 days, in this next year? Where am I looking to go? Making sure I start the day. Here's where I'm trying to go. Here are my top priorities for the quarter, and plan my day to be as productive and impactful as possible. Again, when I started doing that, when I started to put those rituals in place over the last couple of years, we've been able to grow plumbing and HVAC SEO to over $7 million per year with 47 full-time employees. Got an amazing leadership team in place and an amazing team that run the day-to-day. And I've got the freedom and the flexibility to take time with my family, to take the travels, to run this seven-figure agency coaching and mentorship business. In addition to that, I'm a living proof and living testament that your mindset matters. And when you put the right rituals and the right routines in place, then of course you take massive action to back that up. You can accomplish amazing things. Now remember, your roots create your fruits. If you change your thinking, you'll change your agency. As I said, mindset's the foundation, but in order to take your agency to $1 million per year and beyond, you need to pair it with the right strategies. Over the years, we've developed a strategy that's not only helped me scale my agency to $7 million per year, but it's also helped over 150 other agencies hit 7 figures. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but it's all documented on our website and YouTube channel. If you're serious about becoming our next case study, then click the first link in the description to book a free agency acceleration session with us. On this call, we'll do a deep dive into your agency's current situation and create a customized roadmap to take you to the next level. So again, click the link below to book your free call. Talk to you soon.